I had a chance to stop by and check out the little town of Blanco, Texas on my way through the Texas Hill Country to play some music at Wedding Oak Winery in Fredericksburg. Blanco is a small town in the Texas Hill Country with a population around 2,000 people or so. It's located 50 miles southwest of Austin and about 50 miles north of San Antonio. So it could take you about an hour to drive there from Austin or San Antonio if traffic is all right. It is an old Texas town that's going all the way back into the late 1800s, and it's got rolling hills around here and an old cattle and ranching mentality. So there's a big ranch and farm trade community here. And the river is a big component to Blanco and a component to the life there and the history. The river got its name from the Spanish, who called it Blanco because of the white limestone banks that are along the area. And I'm sure they called it Blanco, like you'd expect the name to be pronounced. Right along the river is the Blanco State Park. And so this place is unique for having that river running right around the town, as well as a state park right there amongst the town. So there is a lot of outdoor activities and recreation and walking around that you can find here. They're very excited about a Buggy Barn Museum that they have here, preserving some old forms of transportation that you could check out. And they're big on lavender, so they call themselves the Lavender Capital, and they have an annual Lavender Festival here too. In terms of community, they've also got the market days going on here, right on the courthouse grounds, every third Saturday of the month. And the courthouse is a really big and impressive building to see, and they're very proud of it. And it was once intended to be the location of the county seat for Blanco County, although that only lasted 4 years before it moved up to Johnson City. And in looking into this place, I discovered that there's a scene from True Grit that was filmed inside that courthouse there. So this town does have the historic square area where you can find antiques and restaurants and coffee and practical goods and some bars and live music as well. So first thing I did on this morning is I ended up finding some breakfast there at the Redbud Cafe. This is a popular spot there for breakfast on these mornings, and they do feature live music at the Redbud Cafe as well. And there's quite a few places around here that feature live music. So right here on the square is the Uptown Blanco Restaurant. Then you've got Tenuta Bianco Wine Bar right there, serving some live music and wine. Then Herb's Hat Shop. They, of course, are known for the hats that they sell, the cowboy hats, but I've heard that they've got live music in there sometimes. And while I was walking around, I saw a sign for live music at Old 300 Barbecue. Going less than a mile south of this historic square area, there's a place called Chess Club Cafe that I've seen having live music. And also not too far from there, there's the Ironhorse Saloon. And then when you're leaving up north of town, not very far from the square area, there's Milam and Greene Whiskey. They've got live music there. And there's also Real Ale Brewing Company, which has a big brewery production going on and a big parking lot out there. They've got live music too. Ultimately, I made it up into the Fredericksburg area and Wedding Oak Winery. This place makes wine out of grapes grown here in Texas, and they've got multiple locations. So I enjoyed playing music for these folks on this relaxing afternoon. Daddy drove a forklift at the Lassie pickle plant. Cucumbers in a pool of spice when he met my mama's dad. Well, he pulled up in that pickup truck with peppers from that pepper tree, but he didn't see that pickup truck, he only saw that girl in the bucket seat. So we found a plot of land at 5 acres by the creek. He built that house with his own hands. He painted the walls, poured concrete. Got a dog from the neighbor farm. She would wriggle on the floor. We got a cat when it stumbled in and knocked on our back door. And these folks say it won't last forever. I think about it often. On a Sunday lounging around the house, I pick up my phone and I call 'em. hear their voice on the other line. We shared so many years together. Tell me how you been, Dad. Tell me, Dad, how's the weather? Thank you for checking out this video, and go ahead and click on my YouTube channel and check out the thumbnail images to see the other topics I've been posting about. I post all about touring around Texas and the music scene of Texas. So click on the thumbnails and check out those videos that you find interesting. Thank you for watching this one, and thank you for your support.
That's what my dad always asks me on the phone. He says, "Hey Dave, how's the weather?" Well, I live in Texas, so usually I say it's hot. It feels like the air is on fire. He asked another number. He's like, "What's the temperature number?" I'm like, "I don't know. It just feels really hot." He's like, "It looks like it's 98 degrees over where you're at, dude." I say, and then he says, "It's 102 where I'm at." Somehow he's always got me beat on the heat.